Hello and welcome to Business Daily. I am Yusuf Akogu. Here we bring you up to speed with all the happenings in the world of business. Quickly, we go to the stock market to give you the data as it went down yesterday on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The market closed slightly positive there, 0.07%. And of course, the volume of trade, 320.346 million at a value of 3.729 billion in a days of over 5,000. That's 5,176 deals yesterday. Of course, the market cap lost appreciated by marginally by about 300 or thereabout basis points there. And of course, the market cap added about 100 billion naira. Quickly, we look at the gainers on the day. Indeed, the gainers table, we have the like of John Holt. John Holt recorded a huge gain of 10%. It recorded on Thursday there to close at 1 naira 32 kobo. We look at Computer Warehouse Group is actually a software engineering company quoted on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. 9.76% it gained on the day to close at 3 naira and 60 kobo. Of course, Prestige Assurance also gaining 8.33% to close at 52 kobo on Thursday. Quickly look at the losers. Indeed, of course, Guineans, of course, losing 8.57% there to close at 32 kobo per share. Look at RT Briscoe also lost 8.16%, and of course to close at 45 kobo per share. Of course, Chip PLC lost 7.61% as well to close there at 85 kobo per shares. Indeed, not so much activities you can see on the floor as it went down on Thursday. Not so much activities indeed. Investors' attention are actually with what is happening in the monetary and fiscal policy. They're looking at how stabilized the economy will be in the coming days, especially with the announcement or assignment of portfolio to new ministers. We now know who is in finance, who is in budget and national planning, who is also in agriculture, and almost all the sectors that are indeed going to drive this government policy in the coming days. We look at the top traded equities on the day, the top traded stocks. Of course, Fidelity Bank there leading the charge there with 80.04 million volume of shares. And of course, you go down, Transcorp Nigeria also did about 34.26 million shares. And of course, United Bank for Africa, UBA, 24.39 million volume of shares. Indeed, it was not so much an impressive day, but the better part of it is the fact that the market closed positive, and indeed is a gain for the exchange and indeed the investors on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Now we go on a very quick break. When we return, we'll go into our discussion. Don't go away. Glad to have you back. It's still Business Daily right here on Trust Television. Now we go into our discussion. Today we're looking at the Niger crisis, and of course the Onion Producers Marketers Association of Nigeria say they have lost 2.4 billion naira to the border closure. And I have with me in the studio the President, National Onions Processors and Marketers Association of Nigeria, Aliyu Maitasamu Isah. Glad to have you on Business Daily.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Isah.
Yes, you have met with the Controller General of the Custom. You've complained about the challenges your members are facing because of the ongoing crisis in Niger Republic. What are the result of the meeting you had with the CG?
Yeah, thank you very much. The closure of border by Nigerian government is with Niger Republic, not with other ECOWAS countries. And we are the second largest onion producers in Africa. By that is that we export onion to majorly all the sub-region, most especially Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina, even Niger themselves. But due to, the largest onion producing state is Sokoto, Kebbi, Kano, and the rest.
Exactly.
And due to our geographical position, has given us an advantage to be close to these countries. That is, we are bordered with Niger, Benin, Chad, and so on. So now they said that we cannot access Niger Republic because of the border closure. But we want to access Ghana, we want to access Cote d'Ivoire, and want to access Burkina Faso. But the border structure is designed in such a way that from Sokoto or Kebbi, if you want to access this country, you must pass through Niger Republic.
Absolutely.
This is what we discussed with the Controller General, which he knows. I said, when you are trying to say, please, we shouldn't use this
but you can access Burkina through Benin Republic.
Yeah, through Benin Republic, but because of our geographical position of being in Sokoto, when you are going through Ilela, you must first of all enter Niger Republic before Burkina. When you get to Niger, when you go out of Niger, then Burkina. Then when you go through Kebbi State, Kamba border, then you must enter Gaya, which is also a Niger territory, before you access Benin Republic. No, Benin,
yes.
Benin, then Togo, then Ghana.
Yeah.
If we are going to Cote d'Ivoire, we use Ilela, Sokoto Axis. If we are going to Ghana, we use Kebbi, Kamba Axis. So then that is what we discussed with the controller. Then both we and Custom, we are fashioning ways where we can access those countries, that is Benin, Ghana, and Cote d'Ivoire, without going through Niger Republic. That was what centered on our discussion today. And we are still looking at those this thing. He agreed with me. We need to export our products.
Exactly.
But we must obey the government of ECOWAS.
Absolutely.
In order, because what they are trying to do also is for the interest of democracy. Don't forget, they say the worst democratic government is better than the best military regime. So we understand them. So, but it's good for us to get an alternative with the acting Controller General and also agree with us.
Okay, indeed. Quite a fruitful discussion there that you have. But what alternative is it ready to provide for you?
Now, we have this alternative of we going through Lagos. Because the something is just for us to be able to evaluate the kilometers. When you are going through that axis of Kamba axis, it's about 1,200 kilometers. But when you are going through Lagos axis, it's about 1,300 and something kilometers. So it's just for you to weigh is just 100 and something kilometers. Then instead of saying that, oh, you must pass through this route that has a problem, why can't you take the alternative route? You go through Lagos, get to Benin Republic and access your
that
Ghana.
Is a very long route that you have.
Yeah, that is a very long route. And also, we are also thinking of a way to faction through the Kamba border to see if there is any route, even if it is not a good tie road, if there is any route along the border where we can even also avoid the Niger axis and get to Benin Republic. But it is a fruitful discussion.
Indeed. Now avoiding Niger now is not my major concern. My major concern is you have business partners in Niger Republic.
Yes.
You have some of your members in Niger Republic. What is the implication of this on their businesses?
The implication is the economic, I call it economic damage. Currently, as I'm speaking to you, I have lost about 95 trucks. 95. I have lost 40.
That is huge.
Yes. 40 from Lagos. We bought onion from Niger Republic because this military intervention in Niger Republic, they didn't inform anybody that they want to truncate democracy. We bought this onion on our way to my 12. We just hear that the border has been closed. And that, it cost us almost 900 million naira. And when you check the Sokoto Niamey axis and Sokoto Cote d'Ivoire axis, we lost about 55 trucks, which is around 2,132,000,000. When you put this 2,132,000,000 plus the 900 million in Lagos axis, we have lost about 3,032,000,000 naira. That's the
huge
loss. But currently, as I'm speaking to you, we still have 80 trucks in Cotonou that even the marketers themselves, they are throwing the onion away from their truck. Because the onion, you know, it's a perishable.
It's getting spoiled, yes.
It's getting spoiled, rotting, the odor, and they just have to be thrown away. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, the value of onion in Naira in Ghana is almost 90,000 Naira to 100,000 Naira. While in Nigeria, it's around 60 to 70. So we need to assess this alternative market. We are talking about forests. For we to be able to access forests, we need to export. So Nigeria should help these exporters so that to make business easy for them. What is really going on is really bad. Some people have lost their investment. They have lost their source of livelihood. They have the family that are dependent. We are trying to create jobs, but we are losing jobs. And the only sector that can create the job for the larger percentage of the population of this country is agriculture. And this is, I'm coming from a region that is being rated by MBS year in, year out, that we are #1 in poverty. But yet we have embraced this farming, and yet we are losing our investment, our source of income, our source of livelihood. Then these are the same places that having the highest insecurity challenge. Sokoto is one of the worst now, apart from Meduguri and the rest. It's one of this issue of bandit, Sokoto and Zamfara. And their main, look, the largest onion producing state in Nigeria is this same Sokoto. And if you don't engage this youth in this in this sector where you have the cooperative advantage, what else can you engage the youth to do? So that you recruit them to become a productive people, not to be idle, so that they will not think the other way.
Indeed, quite a whole lot of things that need to be done. And we know that Nigeria is the second largest onion producing nation in Africa. And if you look at what your members have done over the years, it's very, very interesting that you're exporting onions to countries like Niger, Benin Republic, Burkina Faso, Mali, up to Ghana, and of course, indeed, Cote d'Ivoire. But now let's look at, in all these countries, I'm sure you have some of your members that are actually there. Are they also making effort to intervene in this whole situation?
Yes, of course. The president of the Regional Observatory Body of the Onion Sector in West and Central Africa is from Niger Republic, Alhaji Mustafa Kadiri.
Okay.
He called me the first time he heard that Nigeria ECOWAS, because what the misinformation is ECOWAS is taking decision, but the whole people are having it as if Nigeria is the one taking the decision. He sent a video to me that Nigeria wants to attack them. I said, no, President, it's not Nigeria, but ECOWAS. ECOWAS, we have 15-member country. How can the decision of, let's say, 14 out of 15 now become the decision of one? Despite that, our president is the chairman, but he alone cannot take that decision.
Exactly.
I have to disabuse his mind with that notion that he's having. It's not Nigeria, but ECOWAS. But you see, what is really going on in Niger Republic is very bad. It's really very, very bad. For us, we have alternative routes to be able to export our commodity. They are also among the largest onion producing country in Africa. But for them, I tell you, in fact, it's a it's an economic damage for them. I don't know how they are surviving right now as I'm speaking to you, but they are in a serious crisis. Because apart from even this onion that we are saying, even the food, the staple food that they eat, they also depend on Nigeria. If I tell you the number of trucks leaving Nigeria through Sokoto and Kebbi State
to Niger
and Katsina to Niger Republic,
even Borno State,
from Borno, from Adamawa to Niger Republic, you will be amazed. Now, I don't know if it is human, if for the sake of humanity, if we have to starve the citizens of Niger of food, because I look at it that they are our brothers. We should not starve them of food. Even if we have to ban, let's say, electricity or this, that, but there are some basic needs that human need for survival. Nice. Food inclusive.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't deny them of food. I think ECOWAS should also look at their decision and said that humanity first before any other thing.
Indeed, the economic sanction is really biting hard, and what ECOWAS is trying to achieve is to ensure that the democratic institution is sustained in Africa. But again, a lot of people can actually argue with you that democracy has created more poverty on the continent. Well, that is for some analysts who think along that line. Just like you said, the best military is worst when you compare it to democracy. Now, I look at some of your members have also complained that even coming back into Nigeria with their empty trucks, they were denied access.
Of course, that is true. That is true. Some of them have to throw the onion away. I just told you.
Exactly.
And we have videos. I will send you the video, go through it. They are throwing the onion away. They want to bring their trucks back to the country, but they were denied access. So when you are taking some certain decisions, you should consult some stakeholders in that sector so that they will be able to guide you on that. Oh, when you are taking a rigid decision on certain things, you have to also be flexible on some certain. Then you can say, oh, we will not allow you to take onion to Niger, but we will allow Niger empty truck go back to Niger. And we also allow Nigeria empty truck to come back to the country. So do you say that, oh, if this issue of this thing result to crisis, then I should lose my I have lose my onion. Do you mean that I should lose my truck? If I lose my truck, I don't have anything to feed my family, and you did not give me that job which I happen to do by myself, then what do you think? And I need to eat.
Absolutely.
Then you are pushing me. So, like what you said, some of this problem that we see in the society, government are the one creating it indirectly. They tend to solve one problem and create
another,
a big one. When they solve a minor problem and create one big problem that they too. Because as long as the minor problem they are solving, sometimes when you check about the government, is their own interest. The big problem they are creating is for the larger population, which is the Nigerian masses that gave them that mandate to represent them.
Now, let's quantify what you have lost now in terms of money. How much will you say you have lost to this crisis?
We have lost 3 billion and 32 million to this crisis. all with 95 truck of onion, 95. Now we have this one, because one thing we need to talk based on fact. This one has been lost already. But the ones that are currently in Cotonou, that one thing that even Nigeria doesn't know, do you know that Niger have the best transporting system even in Africa?
Oh, so, interesting.
Yes, they have the best transporting system. Now, if I'm exporting onion to Ghana, I will go to Kwani, get a truck from Kwani to come, load my onion in Nigeria.
Kwani is in Ghana?
Yeah, Kwani, no, in Niger.
In Niger, okay.
Then I will bring the truck to Nigeria, load the truck with my Nigeria onion, and I will export it to Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire because they have the best and effective means of transportation in Africa. You can find out and go to you just find out that is what is going on. Then if these people from Benin Republic or Cote d'Ivoire see a truck carrying Niger number, they will say, hey, look at this truck with Nigeria onion. No, look at this Niger truck with Niger onion. Oh, okay. They will intercept it. Okay. That is what is happening to most of our 80 trucks of onion in Cotonou.
Okay.
We loaded it before the crisis.
Okay.
Before the crisis.
Now they have been intercepted because they are carrying Niger number.
The Niger number. Oh. And I just, for the sake of investigative journalism, this thing that I just tell you, just forget, just go and find out yourself. Go to around Sokoto, Kebbi, and all these onion producing country. You will see them loading Nigeria onion, but with Niger, Cote d'Ivoire, or Ghana truck. Do you know what happened? If I load my onion now, I load my onion in Ghana truck. I was going to, I export to Ghana. Within 3 days, that onion arrived Ghana. 3-4 days. You know, we use road.
Yes.
We pass through Benin, Togo, then we get to Ghana.
Absolutely.
Dominase market in Accra. So when you load your onion in our own Nigeria truck from Jega, they are the ones giving us truck. That truck will load your onion, we go to Jega. That is when he will start repairing head, repairing tire.
You're talking about Nigerian truck.
Nigerian truck. So for you as a businessman,
now the reason why you're not patronizing Nigerian trucks is because they are not reliable.
They are not reliable. Of course, we have to tell ourselves the truth. Then, but when you take a truck from Niger or Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire and tell them to take your onion to Ghana, they will not play with it. They don't play with that. We need to tell ourselves the truth. But when you load your onion to Jega, I know them, they know me. When you load your onion to them, what thing they will do after loading the onion, they will forget about it's a perishable crop. That is when they will start repairing tire, repairing head, repairing tail. Before they take your onion to Ghana, most of the onion have perished. Instead of selling that a bag for 11 million Ghana cedi, they will be buying it as if you are doing charity. 4 million Ghana cedi, 5 million Ghana cedi.
Indeed, quite a lot of. I think Nigerian transporters need to do more so that they can actually reclaim this market they are actually losing to the rest of Africa country back.
So in essence, the number of trucks that is being trapped in Cotonou, thinking that all the onion belongs to Niger Republic,
the onions are actually Nigerian. They are owned by Nigerians. They are owned by your members.
They are owned by my members from Gada. We are the dominant factor when it comes to export of onion in the whole of Africa.
Okay. In 30 seconds now, Mr. President, can you tell your members what advice do you have for them in 30 seconds? As long as this situation lasts, what advice do you have for them?
What we want to tell them, whenever they want to export their onion, they should avoid Niger Republic for now. Okay. We should be a patriotic citizen and respect our government. But we are trying to use another alternative route in Kebbi to avoid Niger, enter through Benin, Togo, access Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire. Okay. That is one. And the custom officer are very helpful to us. I want to let you know that They are very helpful. They are ready to help us to facilitate this trade.
Indeed.
Only if we agree that we will be a patriotic citizen by respecting the decision taken by ECOWAS.
All right. I must thank you, Ali Maitasamu Isah, President, National Onions Producers, Processors and Marketers Association of Nigeria. I must thank you for your time on Business
Thank
Daily.
you very much, Mr. Yusuf, for this good job you are doing for Nigeria.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. With that is a wrap on the show today. Join us tomorrow for more. I am Yusuf Akogu.